name is Claire, but today I'm going to be talking about trees. Well, I bet all of you know what is a tree, right? A tree was something that's really common to us, especially when you're living in a countryside. So let's go up and discover what a tree looks like. Now, if you forget about it, you should know that trees was something that's really common to us. And I bet all of you know what is a tree is. A tree would usually looks like this. I'm just going to draw a small tree there. Or trees like this. No, let me draw it. Okay, so that is a tree. But now let's just look. This is just a common tree, right? You can see it every day, every time, and you see it in all sizes, from short to tall, from big, from thin. And it can be long and big or short and small. But if you look in a forest, especially in nature, a natural forest, usually you can see a lot of kinds of. What's this? It's just some code that I'm using newly. You know. And now, if you look through a forest, this episode. If you look through a forest, such as this one, if you look through a pane or through a tree like this, let me draw a tree. Now, if you have a tree like this, right, you know that the tree can come in a lot of sizes, from any sizes that you can have. So you can usually see it in the forest. There's going to be a lot of trees such as this. Right? Usually you see trees like this. Well, in the forest, there's not just 4 trees like this. Imagine a lot of trees there. And you're lost in a forest. You see that trees are all over. But what is a tree? What does a tree help us to do? Tree was something that's really spread wide in the forest or places like that. So I was wondering, why do people really want to save the trees? What is the importance of trees? Let's come to a map. Well, trees was something that can have a really big job for natures. It helps to prevent the glass house pressure to run around us. Now think. Let's open a new one. I'm opening a new one. Okay, I'm not leaving that forest of mine. Now, you think, do you know what is a glass house? Just imagine the way that I'm drawing what's glass. Okay, and the house was like this. And you understand that a glass house is a house that's been built up by glass. All over the surface around us, there's all glass. There's no part of it that's been made from others. And inside glass house, sometimes there will be plants. But those plants in a glass house are organic. They have They sometimes will have some things here that makes the plant unnatural and unorganic and unorganic. So imagine like that. The plants like that are not good for nature and they are not really life-saving such as the real plants. So they help to so the real plants helps to take out all of those glass houses pressures in their nature. Next, the plants also helps us to clean up the air around us. Think about it. In the day, right in the day, you can see that in a day like this, and we're living in a house, right? We're living in a house. We're going to draw a small house right away. This painting is so hard to look. House. Imagine it like this. Okay, so those are the houses that we have. What can I think of it as a face? Let's just forget it. But around us are trees. There are some tree around it. And what does those trees help us? Should our parents roast them so much? Trees helps the oxygens to become better to breathe. If you live in the countryside, and lots of people say that the countryside air is fresher than the city air. Why? Because in the city there's not as much plant. Some people answer like that. But you know why? Because the plants helps to take out all the dirt around. And imagine in a city, there's just dirt, transportation, and smoke from those transportation all makes the plants, when they're trying to work, there's really a small plant here, but all those plants need to face with another enemy called transportations, and the energy around that, it will probably become something less unuseful. And you see, next, well, you know, it helps to keep the air fresh. It also helps to mix oxygens. Yes. And in the countryside, a lot of farmers will sleep under the trees because usually under the trees there's some shade. Think about it. Why do trees have those shades? Now think like this. There's a plane around this one, and then there's a sun shining brightly. Bright and bright and bright. Okay, so the sun is shining really bright, and the lights are beaming out like this. And if you've learned science before, you know if there's an object here, any object, if it's big or not, it's just an object. I'll just put plants here, and then I put leaves there to make up a tree. Okay, just think of this. The tree was not really beautiful. Let me redraw it. Okay, and you think like that. When the tree is fade with the sun on this side, I would use the red to talk on this side. Then when the sun shines face on this, it will make the shadow this way, and the shadow will be black like this. Think like that. Think about yourself in the shadow. Now think like this. Now there's a ball, and my hand is facing this. This upper face is facing the sun. This object here is facing the sun like the bulb right up. You hold it and you see under my hand is a shadow. Try it. Look at the bulb at your house. Imagine it is the sun. Look at your hands. Imagine it's an object or as a tree. Put it over there. Make a surface like any surface from your hands to be faced to the sun and put it nearly to the table and you see what happens. There's a shadow, but you need to know that your hands need to face the sun or the light bulb to finish that challenge. And that's just something easy to understand, right? I hope you understand that. And our plant was really important too. It is a kind of plant. It is a really important thing to our earth. So we need to protect it. We need to have some actions. People here trying to plant new trees to the forest, help mix a forest by themselves, and help the governments to have laws about the jungle. Like don't let people to destroy the forest or things like that. And then stop using a lot of good things. And the wood things are really good and they are reusable. But if you use too much of them, like imagine now this whole world, there's just all wooden thing. First, all the plants would be around. All the plants around us would be dead. There's none of them anymore. We don't have anything to leave. So, just imagine like that. Stop using wood objects. And the paper also something that made up from plants. Use them in a correct way. Reduce them. Don't use them too much. Okay? So you see, plants can come in all kinds of shapes. It can come in forests. It can be small plant pots that you have inside your house, or those trays that your mother paints in your garden, or maybe in the park, or in some natural parks. But natural parks are just kind of like a part of forest. But let's just say trees are really important to us, right? So I just want you to remember forests are something that we should protect. And protect it because you would get a lot of things when you protect it. So protect the earth, the plants around us, and have a great life. Because you already know that plants and trees are a really important thing. Right? So let me just finish the painting here. You can sit here, you can just stay in the video and watch me doing this, but it was spending lots of time because I'm a person that's really bad at these. Okay? So it's just a minute here, but let's just say something on my painting. You can guess. Save the forest. See you next time.